So hey, hi everyone, today in this video we'll be discussing about the WhatsApp and the system architect for the WhatsApp. So as we all know that it's been a billions of download there in the both iOS app stores and the Play Store as well. So we'll be discussing the uses and the deep structure, how the WhatsApp is being designed, and these are the couple of questions which we are going to discuss in this video. So how does it handle so many concurrent users and messages in one go, I mean the WhatsApp platform, and what kind of a frameworks and programming languages are enabled to handle that much of scale, okay, and how do they keep all that data secure, and I mean along with these we'll be discussing with its system design and server architects and technologies as well. Okay, so going in deep, we'll be discussing in this video, as I have already told you, the both front end, that means the both front end and the back end as well. So in the front end, I mean to make it a quick review, I'll just spell it out. The first part of the WhatsApp system design that a user interacts with is the mobile or web app. Okay, so the first part of the WhatsApp system design is that a user interacts with its mobile or web app of that particular person, and WhatsApp supports all nearly all the platforms. Okay, WhatsApp is supporting nearly all the platforms. That doesn't mean this is an hybrid app. This also have different platforms with different programming language as well. So as you have seen, most of the people use, of course, Android desktop apps, iOS as well. Before that, we do have the Tizen OS as well, we do have the BlackBerry mobiles as well, and the Windows mobiles as well. So we were been using the WhatsApp from the early stages as well. So next, have you ever discussed that WhatsApp would be a hybrid app? But in fact it's not. Okay, now this is not an hybrid app. This is actually built in the native app for each platform, and these are the couple of programming languages which have been used for the implementation of the WhatsApp as well. For the Android devices, we do have the implementation of programming in the Java, and for the iOS we have Swift. For the Windows mobile we have C/. Of course, for the web apps, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Mac desktops we do have Swift Objective-C as well. For the PC desktops we have C/ and the Java. Okay, and how WhatsApp stores the data, okay, locally. So for each mobiles, I mean whatever the platforms devices which we are using, okay, if it is a mobile as well, these do have a local SQLite DB in it. Okay, SQLite DB in it, which helps in sending the messages and receiving the messages with a backup secure. Okay, so in deep I will show you the design, graphical designs of these as well. In short, firstly we'll finish the definitions. Okay, in addition to the programming languages itself, another important technology that WhatsApp uses on the front end is an SQLite database, DB. Okay, SQLite is a standalone, self-contained and relational database that is meant for embedded into applications. Okay, that is meant for embedded into applications, which means it lives in your devices. Okay, it lives in your devices. Of course, there is a kind of a option as well to take the backups as well, and nowadays we are not facing that kind of a issue because most of the mobiles are having sufficient storage. Before that we do had a storage of 32 GB, 16 GB with a 512 MB and 128 MB of RAM, but nowadays we are using the 12 GB RAM as well. So this line suits for those things of 32 GB, 12 GB, where we were having a issue of storage, but now for the current devices which we do have. Okay, so WhatsApp usage is to store SQLite internal database, WhatsApp uses it to store the conversations, since it would be a waste of resources to download. Okay, sorry, I think, yeah, resource to download all the messages from the cloud every time. Okay, you open the app. Okay, whenever we do open the app, we need to download the data from the cloud. We don't SQLite is supporting to not do that. That is saving its own data into that personal internal SQLite DB backup. This for the Android devices, we can find this thing into the WhatsApp. Whenever we do install in the local phone storage, a WhatsApp folder will be there, right? Once you go into that, we'll be having the resources folder and the DB storage, ODB storage. So here you can see the backup of these all files encrypted into the format of ODB. Okay, so WhatsApp chooses the store the messages locally. Okay, in fact, WhatsApp only stores messages until they are received, at which they get removed. Okay, so how messaging protocols does in WhatsApp? Okay, so WhatsApp uses a highly modified XMPP, okay, version of XMPP on an enjabbed server. WhatsApp uses a highly modified version of XMPP on an enjabbed server to communicate with the clients. Okay, to communicate with the clients. What is XMPP? Is extensible messaging and presence protocol. This is this is an open standard communication protocol based on XML, extensible markup language. So at this root, XMPP is a chat protocol that allows for the transmission of XML fragment, that is data between two networks. Okay, endpoints in near real time. Okay, data between two networks, endpoints near real time. So unlikely other chat protocols, the XMPP protocol is designed for small chunks of XML data rather than large blobs of stream of binaries data. Okay, so how XMPP works? Okay, the XMPP on the client opens an SSL socket to the WhatsApp servers. Okay, the XMPP on the client opens an SSL socket to the WhatsApp servers. All the sent messages are queued on the servers until the client opens or reconnects to the sockets, retrieve the message. Okay, so once a message is successfully retrieved by the client, a success status is sent. Of course, we do have that with the click marks, and we'll be seeing the seen message delivered and seen on so and so time. So these activity logs are also being implemented in is one of the package of the XMPP. So yeah, we are in between. A success status is sent, yeah, of course, on the WhatsApp servers. The server then forwards this status to the original sender, letting them know that the message was received by adding the check mark icon next to the successful sent message. So of course, all we know is one tick is for message delivery, two ticks with a blue tick is message delivered seen. Okay, two ticks with no blue tick is message delivered only, two ticks with the blue tick is message delivered and seen. Okay, so this is how the update from one to one message will be given using the WhatsApp XMPP. So how WhatsApp encryption technology works? WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryptions. Okay, ideally this means that only the original sender and the true recipient of the message can read the message in plain text. Okay, for the number which have sent the message, that will only go to that person, not to the other person, right? So, and the message is only can be readable by that person only, with encryption and decryption, not with the encryption formats, of course. So when you send a message, it gets encrypted using a specific encryption protocol. Okay, WhatsApp then stores this encrypted message on their servers until it's delivered. That means whenever, for every devices we do, I mean mobile devices, we do have a mobile agent. This comes in the network layers as well. So this mobile agent will send the message, it's kind of a modulation, send the messages, and then in encrypted format this will get stored using the servers, and once the message got delivered, the messages in the server gets deleted. Okay, this is how this will run. So upon the delivery, the recipient's device decrypts the message back into a readable plain message using a unique cryptographic key. Okay, across this entire process, WhatsApp never knows the content of your message. Okay, so of course we will be sending the message and he will be receiving the message, but WhatsApp, whatever the encryption and decryption happening at the backend servers, this is completely not visible to the WhatsApp people if they want to use the decryption as well. So only you and he will be he or she will be knowing the message details. Okay, and WhatsApp encryption technology is called signal encryption protocol. Okay, which was developed by Open System Whispers to be a modern open source strong encryption protocol for synchronous messaging systems. Okay, so that was for the front end. Along with those things, we'll be discussing with the designs as well. After this back end process ends, we'll be designing some couple of designs for the WhatsApp as well. So in the back end, the current WhatsApp backend system looks like this. The programming language, Erlang is the programming language which we are using, and the FreeBSD is the operating system which we have been using on that. So, and servers, NJAB is the application XMPP application server, as we have discussed about this in the before as well. XMPP, we'll be discussing about this as well. So Beam is Erlang based virtual machine, and Panacea is their Nlog based database. Yaws is their multimedia web server. So let's explore the interesting aspects of the backend as well. So Erlang, okay, Erlang. What is an Erlang? Erlang is a functional programming language that is oriented towards building concurrent, scalable and reliable systems. It uses a process-based model called actor model, in which a small isolated process communicates with each other through messages. Okay, an actor model is isolated process communication model with its specification of messages between the two persons. Okay, this process can create new processes, send messages and modify their state in response to receiving messages. Its process based property gives Erlang its extremely high concurrency, scalability and reliability. So these processes can also communicate with processes outside of the core on which it runs. It makes it easy to scale the system horizontally by adding more machines as well, or vertically. Lastly, since the process can communicate with each other and more importantly restart each other to ease of build, self-healing systems. A bug crashes a process, another process can restart. So this will be helpful for transmitting the messages from one to another end. Once also if gets crash also, this will have a backup as well. Okay, and the FreeBSD, an interesting technical choice by WhatsApp founders was picking FreeBSD instead of Linux. Brain Acton, one of the co-founders of the WhatsApp, they already had mentioned the line in an interview, mentioning that Linux is the best. Linux is a beast of complexity. FreeBSD has the advantage of being single distribution with an extraordinary good ports collection. Okay, also when it comes to raw performance, especially in the regards of system load or per packet system, of course we do have a lot of system load onto the WhatsApp. Why? Because for every second we are having a lot of load on WhatsApp, because mostly some of the people are sending the WhatsApp text messages, some of the people are sending the images, videos as well. So we do have a lot of load. To handle that, FreeBSD is really helpful. So however, it comes down to it, the real reason that they have decided to use the FreeBSD is probably because both co-founders had a long history of working it with Yahoo. Okay, before they have worked for the Yahoo. So Ezabird so is an open XMP server that is written in Erlang. WhatsApp uses a modified version of XMPP as its protocol for handling messages delivery. Okay, so even the Azure servers that WhatsApp uses is heavily customized to the optimization of the server performance. Okay, but how what is the purpose of Azure is, well, it handles the message routing, delivery and general instance messaging aspects of the app. Features of Azure includes one-to-one messaging, group chat, storing and forwarding offline messages, and contact list and presence. Okay, so these are the purpose of Azure to be involved. And amnesia. So to store data and temporary messages, WhatsApp uses an Erlang based distributed DBMS database management system called Amnesia. This DB provides benefits that many traditional databases don't do such. Okay, so the benefits which are there in the Amnesia is real-time key value lookup, high fault tolerance, dynamic reconfiguration, complex objects. Amnesia is also the only DB that returned in Erlang. This is itself a benefits because there is no data structure differences between Erlang in the application and Erlang in the database. Coding is therefore quicker and more explicit. Okay, and Beam, in short we called it at Beam, but the brief for the Beam is dots Erlang's abstract machines. Okay, so this is called as Beam. So is a virtual machine that compiles and executes Erlang source code. The Beam is designed specially for highly concurrent applications, perfect for the WhatsApp use cases. Beam secret sauce is lightweight process that don't share memory and are managed by schedulers. Okay, so these schedulers can manage millions of processes, access multiple cores. This makes Beams highly scalable and resistant to failures such as those caused by heavy traffic loads. Okay, system updates and network outages as well. So Beam is a crucial to the WhatsApp system design that the WhatsApp team has published many patches and fixes to the core source as well. So EOS is a server. EOS is yet another web server. The brief of that EOS is that. So is an Erlang based web server that ideally for dynamic content. WhatsApp uses as storing multimedia data. EOS itself uses HTML WebSockets that simply two-way communication by establishing a reliable and fast communication, okay, between the server and the app. Though the users of this technology, WhatsApp is able to send and receive multimedia data across billions of devices in real time. Okay, so this is how the complete architect look like. So the devices, okay, the devices will do have will give in clear, as I have told you, SQLite DB is there in our devices, which is having internally, which lives into the devices. So these will store the data internally and they will send the messages. Okay, they will send the messages. Before sending the messages, they will do the encryption part, and again they will do the decryption part, and then send the messages to A to B. Okay, so this is how, and this is how the function and the architecture works. So yeah, in brief we'll say Okay, sorry, I think yeah. So yeah, so this is the system architect and design. So we'll design some couple of screens, as we already know that iOS is there, Android is there, and web applications are also there. Okay, so we have a design system. Okay, we have a design system where we'll be giving the screens of, of course, I'm talking about the screens frames to how the front end is designed. Okay, so today in this video we'll be discussing onto the iOS first. Okay, we'll be discussing on the iOS first for a frame of iOS mobile. Okay, for a frame of iOS mobile, let's say this is a frame. This will have a grid system. Okay, right, this will have a grid system. We'll be taking a column grid system. We'll be taking a column grid system. Okay, in this column grid system we'll be using 5 column count with 10 margin and 20 gutter space. Okay, so this will be included into the iOS now in a what we say, in a practical way. Let me just connect to showcase how WhatsApp has been designed. So yeah, so let's say, as I have told you, I'll be using the Figma tool to design the WhatsApp now. So we do have a different frames. Okay, we do have different frames for the different screen resolutions as well. To take the frames in Figma, we just need to enter the F button, and then you can see you can see the frames here. We can choose any of these frames. For now I'll be using the 13 mini, okay, which is of having 375 of width and height of 812. So for this 375 by 812, I am taking the layout grid of column. As I have told you, I'll be taking the column grids here with a count of 5. As you can see, the pink elements here, pink color. If you want, I can change it to black as well. Okay, so these are the 5 fine count columns. To this I am adding a 10 space of margin. As you can see here, the edges, once I do enter the margin, this gets shrinks. Okay, with a gutter space size of 20. If I can say 40, this will extend. So we will be taking 20. Yeah, so in this, using these grid system, using this the count of columns and the gutter space and the margin, we'll be designing the screens of WhatsApp. Okay, for the WhatsApp, firstly we do have a authorization page. Okay, we do have an authorization page where we will be giving the numbers and then giving the OTP. The authentication is going on, and then only we'll able to open the chart. If we are not opted for the restore option, we'll be redirected to the chart as well. So so as you can see, say, as I have already told you, that we will be taking these as the sizes. So this is how I have taken. Okay, and most probably for the iOS, the default font is SF Pro only. so we'll be using that font for the implementation as well. Okay, so as you can see here, the font is SF Pro Text regular, and the bold, we are not using any kind of italic as well. So for designing a screen or a frame for an iOS, the elements which we need is action bar, navigation bar. Okay, for the first page, as you can see, I have already mentioned the bar, status bar, where the time, network, mobile or BT will be there implemented. And for this I have taken a 15 of font size, and this is of course middle aligned to the bar of the status, which I had already kept for 375 by 44 of size. Okay, so while designing, you just need to take the rectangular bar and then you just need to mention the number as well, 375 45. Okay, so as you can see here, okay, I think this is not visible to you guys. Let me change the color of this. Yeah, fine. So yeah, so yeah, phone number we can just keep that. Yeah. So let me off this thing. So as you can see, I have already did the bar section here. Okay, I have I have already mentioned the status bar here and the navigation bar as well. Once we have entered the mobile number and then submitting, we'll be having the things here. We'll be having the navigation bar. Let me just click on that. Okay. After login, we do have a navigation bar, okay, status bar, and the actions bar, where we'll be creating a new group or the broadcast as well. And then once you have already did that, we just need to add the chart symbols, chart elements. Okay, so let's align this with the thing. So as you can see, there is a lot of space in between the both. We just need to reduce it to 0, and this is how this will look. And let me do, yeah, so so here I have taken the circle of 52 by 52, which is a profile pic place with the name mentioned in the semi bold of 16 font, and the text which was sent recently, okay, of 14 font, and then with what we say timing activity call onto the top side, right side. So once this is done, we just need to do for 2, and then we need to hit the auto layout option, Shift A, and then we just need to copy paste. Okay, fine, copy paste. Okay, this is how it is done. After that, as you can see, if you want to add the image as well, you just need to add the image like this. Okay, of course, And then into the page itself we do have a tab bar down to it, so we just need to create the tab down to it. We just need to create that as well. Let me align this into the down. Yeah, so this is how it will look. So I'm just showing it as an example. So this is how the UI for the WhatsApp is also created within couple of seconds only. We can do that using, we just need to create the component first, and then we need to implement those all things into the frames as well. So I have shown that as an example, so we'll go in brief. So for the text messages also we do have a swipe actions where we can mute the person, where we can delete the chart as well. So this is how that can be created. Okay, we do have the selection of broadcast members, multiple selects. Whenever we do the action swipe actions, whenever we do the swipe actions, of course for the iOS only we do have the swipe action, not for the Android. We do have the option for the Android once only when we open onto the profile, and then we'll enter into the options of it. Okay, so this is how the UI looks like. And of course for the chart, this is how it will look like. Okay, so we have a WhatsApp authorization, we have WhatsApp charts, we do have a WhatsApp charts edit, we do have a WhatsApp chart actions, the chart and the module for the charts, we do have the contact info, edit options, and the status as well. Okay, so of course we can take the pictures and post the stories as well, status as well. So these are the UIs where we have been already implemented. And for the calls also we do have this, and the settings module we do have, call edits also we do have. So WhatsApp edit profile sorry WhatsApp start messages, accounts, notifications. Once this is created, we need to go into the these UI screens, these screens will push down to the product people. Okay, where these people will use the developer options. As you can see, I have turned the developer option here. So as I have already told you, iOS, for the iOS we are using Swift. Okay, so once we do select the Swift as you can see, so yeah, so as you can see the G-Stack, we can enable the code for this. Okay, so let's say Swift UI, Flutter. I'm using a couple of plugins for the code, so you people can also use. See, as you can see the code here. Yeah, sorry. Okay, this is written in Swift where the frame has been mentioned with the 375. As I have already told you, we have taken the 375 width and the height of 812. In that 375, and so I have did the code part for this. As you can see, the first line okay, status bar is mentioned with this is the status bar code, where it is returned with the height and proper sizes as well. Line spacing, what are the line spacings which I had used, and what kind of a font which I had already used. I have used the SF Pro only of size 14, so it is there. So this is how we'll be using. Of course the people will do code from the first, or we can use this kind of a plugins to implement those things. So firstly we'll design the code. Firstly we'll design the screens, and then we'll push the screens into the code, and then we'll export the pack for the iOS, and then we'll store it into the patchwise service update as well, and then people can use the things. These all single screens can be merged into the multiple wireframes in the pack. This is how the code looks like. Okay, so hopefully I think this is hopefully it seems to be a very good session with a lot of theory. We'll discuss about the WhatsApp for the Android and the mobile desktops as well. So we'll see a couple of more other platforms of Snapshot as well into the next video sessions. Thank you.